The Democrat Party is being taken over by its loudest voices. Don Lemon loves to see it.
People love AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
they're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with
No.
are.
The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
Lara Trump is the host of My View on Saturday nights. Hi, Laura. You know, Laura, the Democrat Party was the party we used to talk about them. You know, they'd circle the wagons. They all came out with the same statement. All of a sudden, they're rudderless, leaderless, and they're focusless. And now it's all this infighting. What happened to them?
Oh, you know, Judge, whenever I look at the Democrats, it kind of reminds me of when you have a friend who goes through a bad breakup, and instead of having a moment of deep breathing, self-reflection, and really kind of moving on with her life, this person doubles down on the crazy and goes even harder out there to try and win the ex back. Let's be clear. The American people broke up with the Democrat Party on November 5th. They want nothing to do with these people. And instead of having that moment where they say, you know, what do we do? Why is it that we've been so disconnected from the country? What is it we got wrong here? No, they're doubling down and tripling down on the crazy. It's why their approval rating is at 29%. And then when Chuck Schumer had some sort of moment of clarity that he said, you know what, instead of holding the country hostage, I'm actually going to vote to keep the government open so we don't lose, you know, money for our military, our border patrol, et cetera. Now he is enemy number one. He might as well just get in line with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, because these people truly on the left have become so radical that now the sane ones in their party are Chuck Schumer and John Fetterman, Judge. So look, they are in such a deep hole right now, and they continue to seem to dig themselves even deeper. But I'll tell you what, if this is the way they're going to behave over the next 18 to 20 months, the midterms are going to be pretty tough for the Democrats, so good luck to them.
Definitely. But the amazing part of it all is that by Schumer voting to keep the government open, what he's done is he's helped the Democrat Party, who are absolutely so furious about DOGE. President Trump would have had the ability to DOGE the whole federal government, you know, by announcing who's an essential employee and who isn't. But, you know, they can't see past the Trump derangement syndrome. I mean, it really comes down to that. They don't care about policy. They care now about hating Donald Trump.
Yeah, and that's exactly why they are now advocating to keep gang members, rapists, murderers, drug dealers, criminals. They want them in this country. They've been very clear about that. They're also on the side of a bloated federal government, inefficiency. That's what these folks are on the side of now, because Donald Trump is on the opposite side of it. And if that is your only point of reference for things, then you really are never going to win back the American people. When you have people like Simone Sanders, who was at one time a spokesperson for the Democrat Party, coming out and saying, I don't even know if I can be part of this party anymore, that is pretty bad, Judge. But again, good luck to these people, because I think they're going to need a lot of it.
I agree. All right. Thank you so much, Lara Trump.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.